I get it. It's fine.
What's going on, man?
Now we were muted. So there you look at this. Technical difficulties. Trying something new. This is what happens. You get picture-in-picture, a little behind-the-scenes footage. You get to see the 1-3 picking his nose. Hopefully you weren't doing
No, I
it.
wasn't. I wasn't picking my nose.
It's a good thing you weren't
Not
doing anything
this time.
crazy.
Not this time.
It's good. It's good. It's good. But we're back. We're live. Obviously a day early, but that's because I have to unfortunately work tomorrow. So yeah, we're here because I know damn well that I wouldn't get good enough internet to really do anything. Let me get my. There we go. Phil says, "Awesome. What's up, brother? You're calling our technical difficulties awesome. I love you for it.
Yeah,
love
man.
You for it.
Well, you know what? It would not be the Rockling Road Show without technical
It
difficulties.
certainly wouldn't. It's just the way it goes.
You know what I like? You know, I'm tired. I have no time to go and make one of these damn shirts. Someone gotta make us a shirt that says technical.
I agree. You know, like it's coming. It's gonna happen. We're gonna make one. I'm just gonna figure out how to do it. But we're gonna have.
I'd love to make it and sell it.
Yeah, no, I've designed it. I just got to make it work because the old school the color bars.
Right.
And then have technical difficulties written over it, but having it like the color bars be the writing Rockling Road Show in the color bars, and then like a big stamp over it that says technical difficulties.
That's cool,
like that.
brother. That's cool.
But yeah, Dan, what's up? Thanks for joining. HD, what's going on, brother? Thanks for joining. All right, let's pay the bills and let's start the show.
All right, so like as always, man, we're brought to you by Misfit Metalworks. Misfit Metalworks offers CNC plasma cutting, welding, metal fabrication, prototyping services, as well as laser engraving. You can contact your Misfits for all your metal needs, 813-598-7409, or you can stop by the shop, 1913 East Bears Avenue, 1100 Bravo, Tampa, Florida, 33613. And don't forget to tell them we sent you.
Also brought to you by Eric Warren and Dropkick Customs. Eric Warren Artistry is a custom paint and fabrication studio that specializes in turning all your custom dreams into reality. EWA offers a one-stop shop for all your paint and metal fiberglass needs. Welding, it should be metal and fiberglass needs. Anyways, welding, full powder coating, motorcycle stereo equipment, air ride systems, and custom wheels. Also doing parts development with their Epic line at Dropkick Customs. You can contact Eric Warren Artistry, Dropkick Customs at 813-503-4764, or just stop by the shop and say hi to him at 13215 North Nebraska Avenue, Suite A, Tampa, Florida, 33612. And as always, let them know that we sent you. Also, proudly sponsored by the Fran-Haas Law Group. The Fran-Haas Law Group provides legal representation for victims of negligence. They handle a broad range of personal injury and wrongful death matters, including car and truck accidents, motorcycle collisions, slip and fall injuries, and much more.
So for all your legal needs, please contact Fran Haas at 866-LAW-FRAN or at lawfran.com. Or you can stop by the shops at 1275 Nebraska Avenue. That's in Palm Harbor, 34683.
Yeah, the reason I say that is because you breeze through that really fast, and it's like
I know,
like metal, like metal is fiberglass, and fiberglass is metal.
Right.
Just sounds funny.
Yeah, you know, I was looking, and even the welding and powder coating.
Yeah.
You know, welding powder coating.
Yeah,
you know, so.
two separate things.
Yeah,
but
well, you know,
we got it.
That's because
you'd think after a year we'd have fixed it already.
You know, you'd think after like a year and a half, I'd be like not reading it,
be able to do it from memory and nothing else. But
no, TBI.
So so welcome to the show. I think we got a cool show for you this evening. We are kind of taking a step back from events and things like that, and we're going to kind of go into motorcycle safety. And specifically, I think crash safety. Because the 1-3 brought to me a very cool, let me see if I can do this all really quick. Nope, there we go. 1-3 brought to me a super cool article that he read and thought, you know what, we should bring this to everybody and get everybody's kind of thoughts and opinions on this, right? So as you can see here, we have a study done by Virginia Tech about motorcycle crashes. And they basically wanted to redo or renew a 30-year-old study.
Yeah, this thing was done, what, 1981?
Done in 81. It was done in 81 by the University of Southern California, and it was led by a man by the name of Harry Hurt. The study has been well known, or is well known, and has been called the Hurt Report after Harry Hurt.
Yeah, not because someone.
Yeah, and it's just kind of funny that it ends up being the guy's name, but yeah,
more ironic than funny.
Yeah, probably more ironic. But so what they wanted to do, and both studies, right? Both studies, the idea was let's find out what causes motorcycle accidents, why motorcycles crash.
Cars
right?
hit bikes.
Cars hit bikes, so forth and so on, right? The Hurt study or the Hurt report, the way they did it was they went to motorcycle crash scenes to determine what caused those accidents. All right.
Okay.
But Virginia Tech wanted to update this because being that it was a 30-year-old study, they wanted to factor in things that are prevalent today. Mainly cell phones,
right?
Because cell phones obviously weren't an issue in 1981. A powerful bike in 1981 was considered a bike that had 90 horsepower.
Right, like I told you earlier, our bikes are only 90 horsepower, really. Well,
I mean, they're turning a little bit more, 100 and...
No, yours and mine are roughly 90 horsepower.
All right, well...
100, you get the 103 cubic inch. It's really not...
Still dumping about the same?
Yeah.
All right, so maybe motorcycle, some motorcycles have gotten bigger. Well, let's put it this way. Okay.
Hey, Howie.
Well, no, I guess a Busa is probably the same amount of horsepower. It's just a lighter bike.
No, I think your crotch rockets are putting out more. Now, don't get me wrong. Our bikes are stock 103s.
Yeah.
All right, so you can pull more than 70 to 90 horsepower out of our motorcycles.
Right.
You cams, exhaust,
right.
blah blah blah.
Stage
we had
and all that
remember
shit.
we had an article.
Yep. Yeah, we talked about it last week, right?
Here.
Absolutely.
So.
Yeah, and then the other thing they wanted to kind of look at was all of the crashes that they looked at were only in the SoCal area. They didn't take into consideration anything other than that, right? So Virginia Tech thought, you know what, it is time. Let's update this 30-year-old study and let's figure out what's going on here.
Yeah. So what Virginia Tech did is they went ahead and they recruited 100 riders aged 21 to 79 in California, Arizona, Florida, and Virginia to participate in the study. They wanted to try to get a wide range of locales. Now, Arizona, California, if they were up north, maybe they'd get some snow. Some in Virginia, Florida, you're not getting snow, but it depends on the times of the study.
Something I didn't look into either was of the 4 states that they used, what 4 states have helmet laws and which don't. Obviously, Florida doesn't. You probably know California.
California, I believe they do have a helmet law.
And I don't know. I'm almost certain Virginia has a helmet law, and I don't know about Arizona. So not that it didn't factor into any of this study, but I just thought it was something that probably should have looked up.
Probably because it would factor.
For sure, yeah.
Florida is going to change a little bit because of head trauma. You're going to get more head trauma than.
You know what I did like about this too, though, and is that a lot of other than Virginia. I mean, Virginia, but California, Florida, Arizona, those are year-round riding. Just about. Northern California might not so much, but you're still. I mean, sure you'll get snow up in Sacramento or
right
something like that, but it's not common, right? You're still it still stays. Or And I mean, you can be down in the valley, and it's nice all year round.
The reason that I believe they did that is because they wanted to get as much data as they could throughout so many months, because nobody rides in the snowy states.
Right, for sure.
So, anyway. So what they did is they put video cameras showing the rider's face and forward, rear, left, and right views. They also added GPS and data loggers to capture other information, such as brake pressure, acceleration, I would say throttle response, and etc. So with all this equipment, the team hoped to gather every bit of information from a potential accident, because it wasn't going to be based on information from a crash scene, from clues and witnesses like the Hurt Report did. This is going to be because of cameras and data loggers, and you get more of an accurate real-time information, and there was no chance of a detail being missed or forgotten.
Yeah, because one of the things that I read that they had a problem with the Hurt Report was that riders, because basically what they would do is, in the Hurt Report, they would sit down and they would ask witnesses, they would ask...
How we know they don't contribute, but what they do is they trauma.
Well, they could contribute too with vision and stuff like that. But
I guess, yeah.
But no, so in the Hurt Report, what they did was they went to the crash scenes and they asked witnesses, and they also asked riders and drivers. Right. So if the rider lived, right, they would ask the rider, "Hey man, what did you do? What happened? Did you were you going too fast? Did you get on the brakes hard? Blah 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 blah."
You're gonna say, "Oh hell no!"
Rider's like, "No, I was safe." Blah blah blah. Right. So cameras and data loggers don't lie. The story isn't going to change, right?
You're good. Yeah. So, in the 366,667 miles of riding, there was 30 crashes and 122 near crash events. An incident for every 2,400 miles ridden. So, Alvie, what did the data gathered tell the researchers?
Yeah. So, Howie, there's the answer. Are they measuring crashes or injuries? They're actually measuring crashes. Okay. Crashes and non-accident events. And we'll get into what a non-accident event is here in a minute. But yeah, they're actually counting a collision, so to speak. Right. Okay. So this study brought about, where do we crash? Okay. What is the reason? Where is the highest probability of you being in an accident on a motorcycle? Surprise, surprise, intersections.
Whoa.
Right? I think all of us, that's everybody's worst fear on a motorcycle, is that you're going to go through an intersection, you're going to get sideswiped, you're going to get your right of way taken, somebody's going to make a left-hand turn, whatever it is.
Or you're going to be stopped there and get rear-ended.
Or you're going to get rear-ended, right?
That's one I watch.
So those are that's the obvious one, right? Everybody kind of has that one. So they broke that down even more, that in an intersection, an uncontrolled intersection, so a stop sign type situation or a yield type situation, you have a 41 times more risk of getting into an accident than a normal intersection, or than no intersection at all.
Right.
So just by driving down the road, you're going to be 41% more likely to get into an accident in a non-controlled intersection. You are 8 times more likely to get into an accident if it's a parking lot or a driveway intersection. So, you're at Walmart or whatever, right? And then if there is a signal at the intersection, it's 3 times as risky. So what they did, right, is they took all of the factors and they made like like an algorithm, you can call it, to say these are your risk chances go up by X amount of times,
right,
based on whatever the situation is, right? So 41 times more likely in an uncontrolled intersection, 8 times in a driveway or parking lot, or 3 times in an intersection with a signal. Interesting enough, if you're going downhill, your risk is increased by 4. If you're going uphill, it's doubled. So it's 2 times.
Wow.
Okay. Riders were 9 times as likely to crash or have a near crash incident on gravel or dirt roads over than paved roads. That makes sense, right? You've got less traction, all kinds of stuff going on there. Riders are twice as likely to have an incident in a right-hand turn on a than on a straight section of road. So 2 times more likely to be in an accident making a right-hand turn. Or crossing a center line is considered a near crash scenario, even if nothing happens. Right?
Really? So
Cooper.
just
Sorry, guys, the dog's playing. So just crossing a center line, I'm guessing without a signal, without a signal on or something like that, was considered a near crash scenario in this instance.
that reading this.
It's interesting to look at it that way. But you can imagine that you could create. I mean, it is a near crash accident because nobody knows that you're making that turn, right?
Right.
And then we could break this down, right? It's obvious why a right-hand turn is more likely to cause an accident, right? You're making that right-hand turn. It's a sharp turn, right? It's not a long, droopy turn like a left-hand turn. It's a sharp right-hand turn. Maybe you're going into, two-way traffic, just 2 lanes. I don't know how. I mean, I know you've seen it. I've seen it. We watched a kid do it on at the Harley dealership.
Oh yeah, man.
Making a U-turn, right? But just making that right-hand turn. How many people make that right-hand turn a little bit too wide and go into that
left lane,
oncoming traffic lane?
Oh yeah.
And luckily for them, nobody was there. But every once in a while, you're going to make that turn. A dump truck's going to be there. You know what I mean?
No.
So
I am not picking you up.
No, Cooper,
today.
we're not picking you up, buddy.
Stay down.
And then, so those factors, right? Those are so intersections are obvious, hills, uphill or downhill, and then what was it? Right-hand turns.
Right.
And then obviously dirt roads and gravel roads. How do we crash? So what they did was they took all these people that got into crashes and they figured out, okay, how do we deal with this? How do we figure this out? So, like the 1-3 had already said, cars are trying to kill us, right?
Yes.
Everybody on the road is trying to kill us. Everybody on the road is trying to run us off the road. I hear a squeaky toy. Yep, he's getting after it. But truth is that the study actually showed that. So they had 99 crashes.
Right.
In this deal, right?
Well, it was crashes
crashes or near crashes.
Right.
Okay. Of the 99, 19 involved another vehicle where the vehicle was crossing in the rider's path. Just 19. Now, we can look at that and say, is that just a factor of the small subset of people that it was just 100 people?
Right.
Is it just is it a factor of that the sample size isn't big enough, or could you extrapolate it out and say this is pretty common, right?
So out of 1,000 you would have 990
out of 1,000 you'd have 190.
190. Okay.
So I mean it's still a significant number.
Sure.
But it's the way we talk about it and the way riders talk about it, you would expect that number to be 90 out of 99, right?
That's right.
That it's somebody else's fault. It's not the rider's fault, which I think most of us bitch about it and say that it's the cage's fault.
Yep.
But I think a lot of us can actually look back and go, a lot of accidents are caused by what? Speed and alcohol. It's usually the 2 things that cause
Maybe
it.
If I didn't have that extra beer.
Exactly.
One per wheel, bro.
One per wheel. But yeah, so 19 out of 99 were due to somebody else, due to another vehicle. Let's just put it that way.
Due to another vehicle crossing the rider's path.
Yep.
Now, but there is a twist.
There is.
There is a twist. The most common scenario involving another vehicle is actually a rider hitting or nearly hitting another vehicle from behind. So you know how you have 2 riders going like this, or even a car. They're rear-ending vehicles, either another bike or whatever. There is 35 of these incidences. That is ridiculous.
So look at that number, right? Compare that to 19 out of 99 were because a
that's
car
third.
pulled out in front of us. 35 of those were because we weren't paying attention and rear-ended another vehicle.
Right. So we're almost twice as likely to plow into a stopped car in front of us, or a bike, whatever it is, a stopped vehicle in front of us, as to have someone pull into our path. Think about that. Twice as likely to rear-end somebody than have somebody pull in front of you. That's freaking crazy, man.
That's sad. That's sad.
It is, man. And, the study found that aggressive riding, that's those of us that think that, hey, we have to be offensive versus defensive.
Yeah.
So those of us who that ride aggressively, they found that it increased the risk by a factor of 18. 18. All right? So you have inattention or lack of skill increased it by a factor of 9. So think about this. Aggressive riding by a factor of 18. Lack of skill, who I would think, they're going to be like way high. Mm-hmm. They're only 9. It's only 9%, man. So if you combine the two, the odds of an accident increased by 30.
Here's the reality of it. I think most unskilled riders probably aren't riding aggressively. I would think, right?
You would assume that.
You would assume that. But I would also assume that there are several aggressive riders that are riding not paying attention.
Oh, yeah.
Or not paying attention enough.
Right. Well,
for the aggressive riding, right?
Exactly. And going back to, because I'm going to say this, the novice rider, okay, that guy, he doesn't have the skills, he doesn't have the ability or the knowledge to react like we do. You and I have, more years on motorcycles. Right. I know Howie's got like 30 or 40 years as well, and we have the capability to react. Hey, Dan, a lot better, quicker,
sure,
faster, whatever, you can think of Steve Austin.
Right.
But those novices, they don't have the skills or the abilities at this point. Mm-hmm. I would have thought they would have been a lot higher.
Yeah.
And they're not. So, there's a less dramatic statistic that it seems that we drop our bikes a lot. Okay. I'm guilty.
I think we all are guilty. We've all done this at one point in time in our riding careers.
Man, I've done it like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And my little, I had my V-Star. I literally pulled up to a place. We were all stopping. Howie was there. Dan was there. Dan Lindbergh. We just went for a ride. And we pulled up this nice little grassy spot to get a picture. Went right down. Bike just, whoops. Crap.
Mine was even better. I pulled into a parking spot and just stopped.
Oh, I did that.
Never put my feet down. Just ka-tunk.
No, I got one. I got you beat, bro. We're going to do this game. Who else? Aggressive, unskilled. Yes, HD, you're right. But I got this game, okay? We went to Capital Taco. Mm-hmm. Well, it wasn't Capital Taco. What's that Mexican place the owners of Capital Taco owned up in Dade City?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little Mexican place. Anyway, great food.
Yeah.
So we go there. We park the bikes. Mind you, there's a novice rider with us, my wife, and the novice rider's husband. And I pull in, get off my bike, and walk away. No, I did not.
Never put the kickstand down.
My bike stood there 3, 4, 5 seconds straight up. Then it went, doosh, and I went,
Ponchos.
Don't ever do that.
Don't ever do
This is a life lesson. This is what you...
Cindy just said ponchos.
Yeah, that's the name of it. Cindy remembers.
That's funny.
She was there.
Yeah, that's funny.
So, anyway, I'm going to get back to this. So, like I was saying, a less dramatic statistic is we drop our bikes a lot. Okay? More than half of the crashes were incidents of some riders. We wouldn't define them as a crash. Right. They're defined as vehicles falls with low or no speed, even if in gear. I mean, come on. We've turned corners and dropped our bike, clutch, whatever. You pop the clutch too fast, whatever. And it wasn't caused by another outside factor. So it's the rider's inattention or poor execution to pop in the clutch. These studies have found that low-speed crashes appear to be relatively typical. Okay? So these are like among everyday riding. It's just a typical incident that happens that really would never be included in any kind of study.
Correct.
Yeah. So it's just, okay, so these happened. Yeah, I've dropped my bike. It's not a crash.
It's not a crash. Nobody got hurt. More than likely, there was no damage to the bike. Maybe not, depending on the bike. But, like crash bars and everything. Like when I was on my Cowie and I dropped it, I dropped it, but the crash bars, that's why you have crash bars.
That's why you have crash bars.
But yeah, I mean, in any other study, in the old study,
right,
these drops would have never been made it into
No,
the
they wouldn't have
statistics.
even made it in the statistic. Now, I'm looking at Dan here, Dan Limber. He says that the whole under 18 tag was created due to inexperienced kids riding aggressively and getting into accidents. I believe it's under 21, not under 18. It says U21. But yeah, and it's a red tag.
So this is ignorance on my part. Are there restrictions on that tag?
They cannot ride a bike larger than a 600, I believe.
Can they have a passenger?
No.
And then can they ride at night?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah,
I believe
so.
so.
I don't even know. I knew
Do
that
you
there
know
was
that, Dan? Do you know that?
I knew that there was a tag, an under 21 tag, but I didn't know if it was. I'd assume that there were stipulations, and I think I remember reading something about it being the size of bike. Yeah. But I actually saw a kid the other day that had an under 21 tag on. But yeah, so what do we learn? What can we learn? What did
I know.
What did the eggheads teach us?
Don't drop your bike.
Don't drop your bike, right? What did the eggheads teach us? Well, the interesting thing is that this whole entire study from Virginia Tech was done for the Motorcycle Safety Foundation.
Right.
The MSF helped fund this study as well. So the MSF is using the study to find out ways to improve its curriculum for teaching new riders.
And they have to wear a helmet. The under 21.
There you go. So the MSF is using it to develop better curriculum, right? So that when you go in for your new rider course or your advanced rider course or any of those courses you take from an MSF sponsored, place, they're using this study to better educate us riders.
Right. I will tell you that when I lived in Key West, there was no motorcycle safety course because there was no instructor down there. Mm-hmm. I was going to be the instructor, but I left before.
Oh, is that right?
Training. Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Dan said, I don't know of any restrictions. All right. So some takeaways for us, right? So obviously, if a new rider's getting in, they're going to get a lot of this information,
right?
But what do we take out of it as experienced riders and people that are riding every day, weekend warriors, whatever you want to call it? So the one thing we could take is that one of the risk factors that researchers found was maneuvering to avoid an object was high, right? Whether it was a pedestrian, an animal, a hole, a pothole, anything on the ground, your factor increased by 12.
Okay.
So let's combine that with the number we spoke of earlier of guys running into the back of vehicles. We can take a step back and go, our inattention when we ride is probably the biggest factor that creates an accident for us. What is going to come? So we already established, or I shouldn't say we, Virginia Tech already established that other cars are less likely to be the cause of the accident. Not to say that they don't, but they're less likely to cause it. We're more, so if you take trying to dodge a car, a parked car, right? Or trying to dodge a pedestrian, and then there's a car in the other lane that stopped because you're trying to dodge, so now you're talking about 35 and 12. You're talking about almost 50% factor,
right?
More risk factor of getting into an accident just by those two things. Right. So how do we fix that? We look down the road. We look further ahead, right? The pro riders, the racers, HD probably tell you this, track riders, things like that. They tell you, keep your head up and look as far as you can forward, because if you're looking in front of your bike, you're looking at the past. That's already happened.
Yeah.
You can't do anything about that.
I've always tried to do where you guesstimate, look about 20 seconds ahead. Mm-hmm. What I'm figuring is going to be about 20 seconds. Now, that might not be the rule of thumb for everybody, but that's what works for me. It's about 20 seconds ahead of me, so that's in front of the car. That's in front of the car. Mm-hmm. That's what I.
And that's what I try to do too. I've got so many. I've got several stories. I've told the story of the guy getting T-boned right in front of me. Yeah. That I saw, like when I was riding, I saw it happening. I was like, this is. I was already downshifting and backing down because I saw what was going to happen before it happened. Mm. And that's how you've got to be, man. That's how you got to keep your head on a swivel. We always say that, right? Keep your head on a swivel. And it's not so much keeping your head on a swivel left to right to make sure you're not getting creeped up on, man. But it's more so down the road, making sure that you're well aware of what's going on in front of you, because that's where the problems are going to happen.
HD, that is absolutely correct. Your eyes drive your body.
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking forward, and you can take that and you can use that example by when you turn.
Mm-hmm.
Where you look, you go. So if I'm looking, I want to turn here. I'm looking ahead in the turn. Absolutely, your eyes drive your body. That's cool, man.
Yep. So that's it, man. That's the Virginia Tech study. I think it's great that somebody finally updated that older study, the Hurt report, because while it was good,
right,
it was a little dated, and we needed some updates going on there. And the other thing is this isn't the last study. This isn't the last word on motorcycle crashes. It's just a small subset, right? It's only 100 people. Yep. It's 400,000 miles, we'll call it. And the way we should always look at this is there should never be a last word when it comes to these kinds of studies. We should be doing these studies regularly.
Right.
We should get a good cross section of stuff. And this is great. I'd like to see this on a much larger scale. And I don't know how you go about doing it or whatever, but to get a bigger swath of people.
Well, yeah, and I'd like to see it with different road conditions, be it rain.
Yeah,
honestly, and maybe that's why they threw Florida in there. It rains a lot in Florida. Yeah. We have.
Well, the other thing that we don't get, and I'm sure, I will say this study they did publish a study. It's like a 30-page or 40-page study that you can go and read. And I'm sure that in that study they broke down the rider's age, because we did see ages, but I'm sure they broke down what they were riding, the skill they had, how long they've been riding, all of that stuff, equipment, everything. I'm sure all that stuff is factored into this study. So, but it would have been nice to really to go into that and see what that breakdown would have been. Norm said, I always watch right side. He watched left. There you go. I mean, that works too, right? Whatever. 4 eyes are better than 2, I always say, right? And look, I love having somebody on the back of the bike. And Kim's great at it. She, because I get into the moment, man. I get into the tunes. I get into looking at what's going on. And she'll just tap, grab, whatever. And it's like, I gotta be back in because a car, 2 or 3 cars ahead is stopping.
Yeah, that's when
she's like, hey, you're not paying attention.
Listening to Janice or something.
Yeah, but it's cool, man. When you have another set of eyes and another set of eyes, another brain that's been there. It's got the same amount of time on the back of a scoot, man.
What's funny? People must laugh at me when I'm riding down the road. Because, I'm listening to my music, but my stereo is not like a massive stereo. I can just hear it. But I'm always doing this. Mirrors, mirrors, look in front, look behind, mirrors, mirrors. I mean, I'm constantly moving my head. They must think that squirrel.
Well, you do. You are a squirrel too, though.
Yeah, but
there's reason and there's purpose.
On the bike, this one is absolutely purposeful because I'm come up to an intersection. I'm looking at both sides. Even though the light's green for me and has been green, I'm looking here. Is that idiot going to go? Is that idiot going to go? Watch the guy that's going to turn. Is he going to turn even though he has a red light? Mm-hmm. I mean, I am constantly,
you have
like
to
this.
Be, man.
And it's okay for me because that's how I am
that's
anyway.
How you are. Right.
So I'm moving around all the time. It's, it's fast.
Absolutely.
But that was a good one, man.
Yeah, I thought that was a really good. I liked the story. It was. Oops, I hit the one too many buttons. It was. See, that's what I meant to do. No, it was a really good story, a really good article, a really good study, is what I was trying to say.
It was.
And I might dig further into that because I'd like to see what it was.
Learn a little bit more
what it's all about. Yeah. But
so we segue from a study on accidents to airbag pants.
Airbag pants.
When I saw this, I was like, "Oh, we gotta do something."
Yeah, let's be honest here. This show is brought to you by the 1-3 tonight because these are all his stories and they're phenomenal stories. But you sent me this and I'm like,
"You're joking!
What in the hell is this?" Right?
You're joking!
So please, let's see what this is all about.
Okay, so here we go. Now we know why we crash, and we know how we can protect ourselves from injury when we go down. Well, airbag pants, right? Now, there is a helmet that has an airbag that goes around your collar. All right? Well, it's a collar bag. I'm sure a lot of you have seen that. But now we have airbag pants. You know? Y'all are doing the same thing I'm doing. You're laughing. You're probably looking at me going, you're stupid, whatever. But this is a real thing, man. Alvie's going to bring up a video.
I'm going to get a video.
Get the video. Let's take a look at these. Are they worth the money? They're definitely worth the look. But a company out of France called CX Air Design has designed a pair of pants that will inflate like an airbag in the event of an accident. Now, when I was watching the video, one of the videos, I don't know which one he found. Is it the one where they're falling over?
No,
that one was kind of stupid.
That was dumb. That's why I didn't put it up.
So, and there's actually two different companies I saw that had these.
Yes, there are.
So this is just
and I think, so there's...
This is the second company I found. The first company that I found, actually, they were falling. The guys would fall and make it happen. So, but this company, founder Xavier, came up with the idea after recovering from an accident which had 17 bone fractures, mostly in his lower extremities. So the pants are worn over clothing, picture chaps, G-suit worn by fighter pilots like, you used to wear. Mm-hmm. They're available in a wide range of sizes, and they'll suit a number of climate conditions.
Yeah, when I first saw this, I was like, it looks exactly like a G-suit.
Right.
Legitimately like a G-suit. And it inflates like one. It's interesting. But so we'll read through all this and then we'll play the video at the end. But
okay.
In the event of a fall, 63% of injuries are concentrated on the lower limbs, where no protective device exists until today. So the designer, Xavier, he went through 3 years of research because he knew that the pants needed to be comfortable. Yes. They needed to be practical if they were ever going to be worn by anybody, right? Because let's be honest, there's pants that they make for riding. They're the most uncomfortable things. They're super thick. They're just not comfortable.
Right.
Like you're a 10-man walking, right?
And when you walk, you go,
yeah, exactly. So they're not comfortable at all. So he knew he had to come up with something. But what's interesting is that if an accident were to occur, the pants are activated by a wired system and a small air cartridge. So kind of think of it like it looks like a CO2 cartridge. It's a lot bigger, but it's a big CO2 cartridge. And the way they're activated is it's a lanyard that you connect to your bike. So you would have to be jarred away from that anchor,
right,
for it to set it off. So I don't, and I don't know if that means you have to be ejected or move slightly, or you know what I mean. Like I don't know what the thing is that sets it off.
Well, it does. They even said 200 milliseconds. I mean, it's like a real short period of time. But when I watched the video, obviously they were pulling by hand to show you what it looked like. But they also showed where it attached to a part of the bike.
Yeah. And
it was a very short lanyard, and I think it attached down by the seat.
Yeah.
Problem with that is me.
Yep. I was thinking the exact same thing. And not even for you, just me too.
No. This I'm gonna get off that bike. Gosh, shit.
And forget about him. Yep. HD says like a life jacket, exactly like a life jacket.
It is, but it's around your legs, and I know because it is wired to the damn bike that I'm gonna forget it.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna not. There's got to be, and you can't say an impact rating. You can't say something like that, to set it off, or accelerometers or whatever, because it's too late at that point.
Yeah.
So whatever, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's an interesting thing, and I'd like to see some tests involved with it because it like I said, what is the force that pulls it off? And I, like you said, just so if I go over a train track, you know what I'm saying? Like if I depart the seat a little bit.
Well, we have to sit up. I mean, sometimes you have to stand up.
Stand up
on your back. No, I'm not picking you up.
But
No, Cooper. I'll
yeah,
pay.
so even when they inflate, you have the freedom of movement. It allows riders to get up and get assistance, and ideally and hopefully walk away unharmed. It's a simple idea, and it could be a lifesaver. CSX Aerodynamics airbag pants have started rolling out in limited numbers, and they're slowly gaining traction. All right, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna attempt to share my screen here.
Yeah, watch this video though. It's really kind of cool. It's an interesting thing. I mean, everybody needs to be safe, right? And we're trying to find different ways.
Welcome to the motorcycles.news. Do not forget to subscribe to the channel to get the most important
I haven't watched this video in advance, so
the motorcycle industry. It was only a question of time.
You can see the lanyard.
Would become available after airbag jackets and vests. The French startup CX Aerodynamics has developed a pair of trousers that provide better protection for the pelvis.
you know what? Let's get rid of the robot voice. That's annoying. So yeah, look, I mean, they're chaps, right? They're G suits. They go around, zip on either side of your legs, and then as you can see here, here's the lanyard, connects to the bike.
See now
And that looks like to the rear wheel, and there they are inflated.
But it's a very short lanyard. I'm telling
Yeah.
you. And if I'm standing up on my pegs because I need to go over a bump, am I pulling it? Look on the left side of your screen. Am I pulling that lanyard off or
Let's
what?
go back to this lanyard real quick.
So I'm not sure.
So I mean, that's under the seat. This is a sport bike, right? Under the seat, there's the rear arm. You know
What he did is he took the nylon cord that's on the left hand side of his pant or the right leg. Took the nylon cord, he wrapped it around the bike somewhere with like a slip knot, and then the shorter version, the shorter clip, the red clip, is what he clipped onto that lanyard, because that lanyard probably so it doesn't damage your bike in any way.
Right. So you can see there on the right side of the rider there. It's going around around the thigh down to the underneath the seat. So I don't know, man. I'm still kind of I don't know. I don't know what to think of that. Let's cancel that.
Yeah, you paused it, and now everybody's looking at it.
There we go. Yeah, I don't know what to think about it. It's interesting. Is it? You know, I looked at it and went, okay. We all know. You know, we've done GoFundMe's. We've put up GoFundMe's for people who have lost their legs and things like that in accidents. So, could this prevent that? You know, I don't know. Maybe.
If it gets T-bone, no.
Yeah, obviously, if it's severed, right? It's severed because of. But I mean, I think that guy that we had, you know, the GoFundMe we had several months ago, where his right of way was taken, and he T-boned the car.
Right.
I think he lost his legs because of damage to him. They were removed surgically.
Brandon, right?
I think that was his name.
Yeah. And
if I'm not mistaken,
the cop is the guy that
the cop put a tourniquet or something.
Right.
I don't know, but they were removed surgically afterwards. So I don't know, man. It's an interesting thing. It would be.
Matt is watching from FL 430 over Arizona.
He's flying over Arizona at 43,000 feet.
Awesome, brother.
You got great internet then, man. Mine isn't that good on the airplane. So yeah. Hello to Arizona.
So Dan
at 43,000.
Hello, Dan Hopkins. He says that Honda has a full riding suit that's air body deployments already out there. It's in development, or is it in production? If it's in development, I'd like to look at that. So maybe we'll have to look
for it next week.
Yeah.
But I know, like you said, I've seen jackets. I've seen a jacket one.
Collar.
I've seen a collar for the helmet one. So this isn't a new idea.
Yeah.
If there is one for the full body, that's the first. I haven't seen. This is the first I've seen going into the legs.
The legs. I haven't seen the full body. Now the helmet, the one that goes around your collar, is pretty cool because it actually goes around your head.
Yeah.
When it goes around the helmet to prevent more trauma.
Mm-hmm. No, I've seen
idea.
one that's like, if you're ejected, it's like a
balloon.
A balloon, like a cocoon, just It's like you know the airbags that they blow up on the like Mars rover when the Mars rover came into land, something like that. So like I look at it and go, you come off the bike, it inflates, and you start just bouncing like a ball down the highway, you know. But yeah, man.
You hit 4 more cars.
Yeah.
Get ping ponged around.
Whoever made that pantsuit, it's good, but Honda has already had done a bodysuit. Yes.
You'll find the details for us.
Cool.
Dan, you're awesome, bro.
So there you go. So, but yeah, I mean, you know, again, it's a cool idea.
Yes.
What Dan is saying here, I'm more for it if it's a full get up.
Right, but you also have to think about how does that deploy? Is it accelerometers? Because you know, an impact, you might not be coming off the vehicle right away.
Well, I mean, look.
Is it when?
Yeah. It has to be. It's got to be somewhere and somehow hardwired to the bike to where you just plug into it like a radio or something like that. You just plug in, and it uses some sensors on the bike. So it's like an actual airbag, like a car airbag. So once that sensor is tripped, it sets it off. So where it's not you coming off and pulling a lanyard to do it, where it's actually from the bike, right? Or it's a signal. It's a signal from the bike that sets it off. So that if you stood up while you were connected to it, it wouldn't deploy, right? Because I gotta imagine it's probably not cheap. Those pants probably aren't cheap, and it's probably not cheap to have them repacked and redone.
Once you blow the
is it a one and
airbag,
done?
I'm sure it is. It's like every airbag.
True.
One and done.
True. Yep. So it's a magnet fob.
It's a magnetic fob. Okay. Well, that's cool.
Well, that's another. I mean, again, I think where you're talking about. So something like that, you'd have to have some form of separation.
Right.
And like to your point, is that too late? I don't know.
Who knows?
I don't know. I mean,
I guess every chance is a good chance.
Yeah. And I mean, they're inflating almost instantaneously, right? So,
right.
You know,
all right,
that
so it's
distance,
attached to you.
right?
It's attached to you at the moment the bike. It's attached to you and the bike. The moment
it loses magnetic connection, it
engages the airbag. Okay. Well,
so same kind of idea. Yeah. You know, again, I think we'll see some more innovation with this stuff.
Right.
It's relatively new technology within the last 2 or 3 years, I think. So we'll see some more of this stuff coming out. Definitely interesting. Definitely something to look at and go forward with it. And
the dog just jumped on the couch.
I know he did. And hey, that's
oh my gosh.
So
let's not beat a dead horse, man.
So really cool thing. We'll have to do some more research and kind of what would be fun. I think would be fun is let's find the helmet, the jacket, the full body thing, and the pantsuit. Let's kind of compare
them all.
How they work.
All right.
I think that'll be good for topic one night.
All right. The concept was taken from jet skis. Okay.
Interesting. All right. So
you know we're into now because we don't have any more stories to tell, and it's like 10 to 8. We've got events. That's what we got. And what is the first one? The Fireman's Poker Run and Bike Giveaway.
That's right.
So
February 13th.
Yep, go for it, man.
12:30 to 11. Salty Shamrock, Apollo Beach. All proceeds are supporting the Riley family and the 12 responders 501(c).
Yep.
Or 501c3. Sorry.
C3.
$30 a person. You get 1 sheet, 3 hands, a full color commemorative T-shirt, as well as an event patch and 1 free raffle ticket. $10 for each additional hand. They'll be giving away a 95 883 Sportster. Several prizes for the poker run, as well as some races. They're going to have a slow race, 1 up, slow race 2 up, a chocolate heart grab. Think of a weenie, hot dog grab, weenie grab. And they're going to have prizes as well for those.
Like that sucker.
And then live music is going to be Soul Circus Cowboys. I won't read the whole thing like we did last week, but just to kind of retouch on it, Jimmy Riley was is a 15-year veteran of the firefighter paramedic in Tampa Bay. He was diagnosed with grade 4 glioblastoma, so severe and aggressive form of brain cancer. From what I understand, he is not doing well. I believe he's already been put on hospice. So, so it's unfortunate, but they're still trying to raise some money for the family and for Jimmy, and hopefully we can get. Hopefully we'll be able to get Jimmy out there so you can see everything and what everybody's done. They're also asking for any other clubs that are out there: Jeeps, Camaros, classic cars, Mustangs, exotic cars, lifted trucks, Mini Coopers, etc., etc., etc.
People from England.
If you got wheels and you can get out and have fun, come on out. We're going to have a good time there. We'll be setting up a live remote for the event. So if you're at the event, come say hi to us. We'll put you on TV. We'll put you on the internet. And
Interweb.
We can have a little talk and kind of talk about how you got there and what you're doing there and all that stuff. So,
Yeah, man.
So it'll be fun.
I think it will be. I think we'll have a blast, and we're going to be helping a great,
Absolutely.
a good cause.
A good cause for good people. So.
Yeah, man. So.
All right, next one.
Next one is the Battle of the Bay scavenger hunt. That's going to be Saturday, February 27th at 9 a.m. All right, so it kicks off at several locations. It kicks off at the Brandon Harley-Davidson, the Tampa Harley-Davidson, Newport Richie Harley-Davidson, all simultaneously, and ends with an after party at Brandon Harley-Davidson. Registration and sign-up starts at 9 o'clock in the morning. For any of the 3 locations. So wherever you go, 9 a.m. is the sign up. You got the hunt starting at 10 a.m. at all locations. That's when the rules and the item sheet will be handed to the team captain. Teams must be back to Brandon Harley-Davidson at 3 p.m. I would say get there before 3 p.m. because every minute after 3 p.m. is going to deduct points from your total score. Okay, so this is going to be benefiting My Warriors Place. We need vendors. Vendors, if you're interested, call Terry W. .mwp at gmail.com. That's Terry, TERRYW .mwp at gmail.com. To learn more about My Warriors Place and their mission to provide a safe refuge and bring about healing hope to veterans and military service members. Wow, one breath. It benefits gold and silver and blue star families and first responders. You can go to www.mywarriorsplace.org. All right, so now we got another one. What is this thing?
This is the Ruckus Ranch, April 9th through 11th. Time is 12 p.m. Saturday through 6 p.m. Sunday. Going to be up in Brooksville. It's a full working ranch. Camping's available. Weekend pass is $60 a person. Camping's not included. If you want to camp, $30 extra for primitive tent-style camping, $50 extra for RVs. You can get a day pass for $20 on Friday, $35 on Saturday, $15 on Sunday. They do have VIPs as well. You can get 4 meals, 10 alcohol drinks, a swag bag, and a meet and greet with the musicians. No coolers allowed in the event. Alcohol will be there available for purchase. You cannot bring your own alcohol. No re-entry to the event. No refunds because all the money is going to charity. Several bands, won't go through them. It's all country music. So if you love your country music, get out there. It's going to be a fun event. Tickets will be available on the Eventbrite page that went live the other day.
February 1st. Yeah.
Let me copy that. So if anybody wants to go check it out, you can do that. Copy.
Drag, place right there. Click, bam.
And there we go. So if you want to check out that event, you can go there, buy your tickets. Looks like a fun event. Not big into country music, but that's all right. Should be a fun time and good people. So go out there and enjoy it. And then last but certainly not least is the event. We've talked about it already. We're going to continue to talk about it. Any help is well welcomed.
Yes.
We're talking about the second annual September 11th anniversary memorial ride to benefit the Children's Burn Camp, put on by yours truly, Rockling Road Show, as well as Fire and Iron. So we're looking for anybody to come out and help us out. Vendors, I know we've got Wade Whiskey involved. We've got Valerie Smith with Rider Now is getting involved. We've got the Jacksonville guys.
Oh yeah, United Veterans.
Yeah, UVA,
UVA,
right?
Or yeah,
Yeah, I think it's UVA. Sorry, guys. You're not here, so no, I'm just kidding.
Whoops.
But yeah, so the guys up in Jacksonville that make the beautiful boxes and everything.
They make wooden that
made
you
our
always see the
wooden
flag. It's behind us.
That's at your spot. So we got a couple guys already set up. We'd love to have more. We're still working on a location. We still think it's going to be Harley Davidson up in Newport Richey, but we're trying to finalize that and work that all out.
Skyview Drone Photography has confirmed they're going to be there.
Perfect. So. Yeah, man. So if you guys know any vendors that are looking to get out, Phil, if you're still here, you want to set up the food truck, I think we can make that work too.
I think he's doing repairs now. I think he took the food truck stuff out.
Oh, is that right? That's right.
Now he's doing bike repairs.
So there you go. Well, we'll be there. I'm sure we'll see Phil when he gets out.
Yep.
There, so.
Well, if he needs to do any bike repairs on people's bikes, there you
go. So yeah, man.
Mobile shop.
We're looking to have some fun with that event. It'll be a blast. Come one, come all. We're gonna have a blast. More details to come as they are known.
Thank you, Dan. We appreciate it.
Like Dan said, Daytona is confirmed in March.
Yes.
I just looked it up, March 4th through the 15th.
Wow.
So Daytona is on this year. I haven't looked to see if that means everything is on. I'm assuming that means everything is on. Street vendors and concerts and all that stuff. So
you know what we forgot to mention is Boots on the Ground up in Jacksonville. We're going to be doing that.
We're going to be doing that. I gotta look that up and put it in here too. That's in May, I believe. That's May 9th, I think. It's my weekend, my birthday weekend.
Yes. So whenever your birthday is, that's
so that weekend too. But yeah, we're going to be up in Jacksonville, hanging out with those guys up there. So I got to find that. Once I'll find that event, I'll put it up here so we talk about it next week. Cool, man.
Yeah, that's the show. Oh, Patreon.
Yeah, I've got a.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it, right?
Yeah.
Don't forget, man, like the show, share it with all your friends, family, everything. If you didn't like it, share it anyways. We don't care. If you, another thing we wanted to say.
We do care.
Yeah, we do care. Another thing we wanted to say is if you get a chance, go check out the Rockling Road Show page on YouTube.
Yep.
You can just go to YouTube, search Rockling Road Show, it'll come up. Go over there and just hit the like button on those videos. It'll help grow the audience on that side as well. We'll be able to bring and merge both audiences together. We were doing live over on YouTube, but everybody is on Facebook right now. So we're just trying to grow those two audiences and maybe multiple audiences. But right now we put all those videos up on up on YouTube after they air. So just jump over to YouTube, check the like button, and subscribe as well, and you can get some cool stuff.
Yeah. But
that'll help grow that channel on that side as well. And then again, like we said last week, we put Patreon up there. So if you guys would like to join the Rockling Road Show Patreon, you can do that. You can click the following link, and that'll take you to it, and you can do whatever you want with it. But that didn't go the right place.
What is going on?
There we go.
Computer, man.
So yeah, don't forget to like and share. Go over to YouTube and like. And if you'd like to join the Patreon, please do so. Yeah. We got some cool stuff with you guys on that side as well. Still working on the merch store. It's not going the way I wanted it to. I think we're going to end up trying a different system, a different deal.
Yeah.
Waiting on somebody, and it's just not happening fast enough. So we're going to get that set up too. So I was looking at a couple things yesterday. It's coming. Don't worry. I promise. We got it going.
Yeah.
HD, thanks, brother. Appreciate it.
Thanks, guys. We appreciate HD. Thanks, and Dan.
All the kind words.
We know it's late for you, man.
All the kind words. We super appreciate it. That's it, man. I hope you guys enjoyed. We'll be back next week.
Thursday. It's up to you, man.
I should be. I don't think I have.
In theory.
What is next week?
I don't know. The 10th.
I think I'm okay.
Or 11th.
I know I got something on the 17th. But anyways, if not, we'll figure out and we'll move the schedule around like we did. But as of right now, we'll see you guys on Thursday. Happy birthday, mate. That's awesome. We appreciate it, man. I got nothing. You got anything?
Nothing else.
You guys keep it rocking. We love you.
Keep the rubber side down, baby.
We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.